Hello and welcome back to Stop and Go F1 for this breaking news video, as we've just received the news about an hour ago now, but Christian Horner has officially been sacked from his job as team principal of Red Bull Racing, coming as quite a shock. There'd always been rumours for nearly a year and a half now of Christian Horner possibly being sacked, but they seem to have gone quite quiet, and now they're back here with a massive boom as the official news has come out. We'll get into all of it and more in just 1 second. Before we do, remember to like and subscribe, and a huge shout out to the members: Dakota, The Joyous James, Ron Myers, Cinnamon Strudel, Michael Johnson, Mr. Eurovision 1986, Philip Doganski, No Edam on Sandwiches, and Sarah Jowett. If you want to become a member, click the link in the description down below. But yes, here is the news. Christian Horner officially has been sacked as team principal of Red Bull. Red Bull putting out a statement before saying, "We'd like to thank Christian Horner for his exceptional work over the past 20 years. With his tireless commitment, experience, expertise, and innovative thinking, he has been instrumental in establishing Red Bull Racing as one of the most successful and attractive teams in Formula One. Thank you for everything, Christian. You will forever remain an important part of our team's history." Which is absolutely true, but seems to be missing the biggest question of them all: why now? So, it's mad how quickly things can change in Formula One. 2 years ago, Christian Horner led Red Bull to a season that was one win away from a perfect season. And here we are, 2 years later, he's gone. And, it all seems to stem from those accusations that came out in 2024 with him and the texts with the woman that he was working with and all that kind of stuff there. The multiple investigations that went into it, all of which, if we remember correctly, all of the Red Bull investigations found him not guilty of anything, but then from there, Red Bull started to crumble. It seems like that one moment led to multiple people leaving the team. I've written just a few names down here. Will Courtney, head of strategy, he left. Now, of course, we don't know if these are directly connected to it, but it seems like they were. Jonathan Wheatley, the sporting director, he left. And, of course, the biggest one of all, Adrian Newey, chief technical director, he left as well. All that time, the Red Bull board seemed to back him. That was the stories we were getting at the time, is that the Red Bull board was seriously behind Christian Horner, and that's what led to him staying in the job at that time. And then the results have started to decline, including, having that revolving second seat in the Red Bull team. Over the past 4 races, they've scored less points than Stake F1 team Kick Sauber. I think they're only 5 or 6 points ahead of Aston in the last 4 races. And yeah, going back, as I said, to that revolving second seat, who have we had? I mean, now we've got Yuki, we had Lawson, we've had Perez, we've had Albon in there, we've had Gasly in there. It directly affected Ricciardo in the Racing Bulls seat as well. Nick de Vries was kind of tied up in there as well. So that's been a big issue for quite some time with the Red Bull team, but even more an issue over the past few years. So, yeah. The results have not gone the way of Red Bull, and major people have left, but I still don't fully understand if that's the full reason. Because, Red Bull still have won a couple races this year. I mean, they got pole on Saturday. Their car isn't great, but Max Verstappen is able to get good things out of it, and that is the key to all of this. It makes you think, how about those rumours we heard a few weeks ago of Christian Horner being connected with Ferrari? Could we see more of that coming along board, where in a couple of weeks' time we see actually Fred Vasseur has also been let go and Christian Horner is now there? Is that a reality we could actually live in, where Christian Horner is the team principal of a team that Lewis Hamilton is driving for? Because that is a mad thing to think about. Or is there maybe something new on the horizon that we're yet to hear of? All this, of course, is speculation at this point, because we really, really don't know. But my main thought process is, if this sacking here goes back to the allegations that came out, the allegations right now are no worse than they were a year and a half ago. So why keep him on for all this time, let everyone leave because they don't want to be there anymore, then once everyone's left and the team are doing badly, then sack him? It makes no sense to me if that's the reason, personally. If the reason is performance-based, then, Red Bull don't want to get into a position like a Ferrari or an Alpine, where as soon as the performances slip, they get rid of the team principal. I mean, Christian Horner's been there for 21 seasons. He was the longest tenured Formula One team principal by quite some margin. Toto Wolff is now number one. I believe he has 12 years. And then the person in third, I think, is Fred with 3 years. So, in modern Formula One, team principals do not last long. Christian Horner and Toto Wolff were the exemptions to that rule. And, just to turn off a little bit here from speculation and talking of what went wrong, I want to focus quickly on what went right for Christian Horner. Because, yes, the end of his team principal time at Red Bull is clouded in, this dark shadow of allegations and people leaving and all this kind of stuff. But he was there for 21 seasons. He's been there since the start. He's been the team principal for all of them. So here's some stats that have happened with Red Bull due to Christian Horner at the helm. 8 Drivers' World titles, 6 Constructors' Championships, 405 races, 287 podiums, 124 wins, 107 pole positions, 100 fastest laps, 31 1-2s, and in terms of wins, they are the most successful team of the 21st century. All of that from day one with Christian Horner at the helm of the team. So he will go down as one of the greatest team principals of all time. There's no doubt about that. He's up there with the Frank Williams, with the Colin Chapmans, with the Ron Dennis. Christian Horner's name will always be in that conversation for the greatest team principals of all time. He's done that. He's earned that. Even if he disappears now and never comes back, he's got that for sure. But there will always be now that moment of what happened there at the end. And I'm sure over the coming weeks we will learn more and more and more about what happened there at the end. But of course that will be the big question. The other big question now will be, what happens with Max Verstappen? Because of course all the rumours over the past few weeks have been him and Mercedes. Could that conversation also be connected with Christian Horner being let go? Could there be something that Christian has done which has allowed Max to leave Red Bull, and the high-ups of Red Bull see that as the reason to get rid of Christian as well? Could we see, this time next year, Ferrari with Lewis Hamilton and Christian Horner against a Mercedes with Toto Wolff and Max Verstappen? That would be an absolute madness, but I'm all here for it. But yeah, that's kind of the big questions I have around this, is why now? Because it seemed like the rumours had died down. No one was talking this weekend at the British Grand Prix about Christian Horner potentially being sacked. There wasn't even a slight murmur about that. We saw Christian a lot because he was questioned about the whole Max Verstappen Mercedes thing, and he was very confident that Max would be with Red Bull next year. I imagine he was also very confident that he would be with Red Bull next year, although he was not asked that question. Let's move across to have a look at the new team principal, though, because they have announced that already, as Laurent Mekies as the new team principal for Red Bull. He has been in Formula One for a long time now, I think since around about the year 2000, starting out with Arrows, going to Minardi, going to Toro Rosso. He worked with the FIA for a little while. He worked with Ferrari, then he moved across from Ferrari to become the team principal for the Racing Bulls last year. And that's the position he has held up until now. He's got this promotion to become the new Red Bull team principal. And with him leaving there, Alan Permane has been appointed as the new team principals for the Racing Bulls. He's been in F1 even longer. He started out in 1989 with the Benetton team, and he was with the Enstone team for a hell of a long time. He was with the Enstone team from 1989 to 2023 throughout all the different changes that team has had. And then he moved over to become the technical director for Racing Bulls and is now the team principal for the Racing Bulls team. So best of luck to both of them going forward. Laurent Mekies is the biggest one there. You've got a hell of a big job to do, mate. Best of luck with that one. But yeah, it's a really, really tough time, it seems, for the Red Bull team. The results have not been going their way. There's all these rumours that your huge star driver is going. Team principal has now gone. it's really, really interesting. You know, Drive to Survive is going to have a field day with this. Oh my god. Yeah. Let me know what you think of all of this, because it's possibly, I think it probably is the biggest story of the year. Unless Max Verstappen does also leave, this might be the biggest F1 story of the season. So, huge story here. Let us know what you think. We'll be back on Friday for a regular edited video. If there's any more news on this, I'll be coming here to talk about it either in a breaking news video or on the news video on the Saturday. But yeah, I feel there's some stuff we're not being told, and hopefully we'll find out what it is soon. Until next time, have a good one. Goodbye.